back to Dinosaur Island, and we see this juvenile Spinosaurus. Yet again, we're on the north side. We're actually close to the east side, where the north side connects with the east side. We should call this juvenile Spinosaurus Snapper. And this symbol on him is actually from settlers that, tried to build homes on this island. They've inevitably failed. Well, actually, they wanted to take dinosaurs off the island and put them in the mainland for zoos and sell them for profit. Like Genmark. But Genmark actually doesn't sell them. Well, they usually don't sell them. They usually sell their hybrids to billionaires and millionaires. But settlers try to take some dinosaur eggs. Like the egg of Snapper, which is, and the symbol on its sail, they put it on the egg, and it seems that it's somehow grown onto him. So we know that, and this is actually the symbol of the settlers, and it somehow got on his sail. We don't know how it was on his egg and it got on his sail. Just like an ancient Megalodon that used to live on this island. Back before when the show started, there used to be like in the mangrove forest, there used to be Megalodons, Mosasaurs, all those big water carnivores. They're of course near the ocean by Dinosaur Island, aka East Lenora. But ever since like Doomsday, even before Doomsday, which I call, never mind, but like those like creeks, they're now creeks, but they used to be huge rivers, or Megalodons, Mosasaurs, Tylosaurs, all the like ancient sharks and marine reptiles used to live. But as we all know, that they are very rare on the island, and we were actually lucky to see a baby mosasaur. But they actually got a Megalodon egg and tried to raise it, but inevitably failed. They actually, because they failed, some of them stayed, but a few of them actually went to the mainland to sell some of the dinosaurs. But when they went back, because they forgot some very expensive eggs, such as the Megalodon, they actually have crashed into a huge boulder in the ocean, and their ship is on the beach to this day. And how Snapper survived, he was on the ship, and the exact hole, he rolled by the hole, and it was summer, and a very hot sun, one of the hottest summers I've ever had, has actually almost boiled the egg. But he's actually alive, and he's actually hatched, surviving on his own to this day. Such a very strange specimen dinosaur indeed. Also, that Megalodon we were talking about actually also had the symbol. It was actually the top predator in the mangrove forest until it died. Until it recently died. Well, his competition was, he mainly stayed in like one huge pool, which over time it got smaller and smaller. And from that he's died because of the lack of food that went there, because they knew that the Megalodon was there. So maybe one day we're going to go see the skeleton of this great beast. But it seems his spine is hearing something. We see the juvenile Stegosaurus. And it is definitely more common on the north side of the island, seeing a herbivore like this without a herd. But still, it is very rare to see a Stegosaurus without a herd. But see the Snapper's behind it. And this Stegosaurus doesn't have the best eyesight. See the Snappers, notice that. Tail has hit Snapper, but none of the spikes have penetrated him. It's only going to scratch. He successfully killed it. See that he's dragging it somewhere. Now, fun fact about the snapper. He's actually, since he's one of the only predators on the side, he is actually not really a big competition, but a big competition for panther, dark tiger, tyra, dark claw, and a fellow upland predators like megalosaurs, which we really seen on the island, and Utah raptors. Megalosaurs are very common on this part, and they're usually, well, they've recently brought them back to the island, and they're flourishing like the gallimimuses for a little while, but we rarely see gallimimuses. They're almost extinct. The megalosaurs are actually doing quite well. But as he's eating, speaking of the devil, a megalosaurus is sneaking up on him for the carcass. Now this is almost a full-grown megalosaurus next to a juvenile spinosaur. Shows that they're not very big. He thinks he's overpowering Snapper. He thinks he's won. Poke Snapper. Snapper is actually almost as smart as Rex. That's how smart he is. Gets up. Slashes at his neck. He's gasping for it. The Megalosaurus is gasping for air. Tosses the body. And he's a Stegosaurus. And hearing all the commotion is Utah raptor. But if you wanted to say, the Megalodon can actually give the greatest king of the island, Spyro the Spinosaurus, a run for his money underwater. Of course, on land, the Megalodon would die very quickly. But in the water, he can give Spyro a run for his money. And other very, very powerful dinosaurs on the island, like Bonesail and Stoneback. Bonesail can easily be killed by this Megalodon. This Megalodon's name used to be Thrasher. And underwater, Stoneback the Megalodon would struggle a bit, but we're confident that the Megalodon can kill it underwater. Stoneback doesn't get out quickly enough. But since Gigantosaurus are not really great swimmers like T-Rexes, if the water is deep enough, the Megalodon can drag it under there, and Bonesail can easily die, like any other Gigantosaurus. But in fact, the only Giganotosaurus we've ever seen that was a great swimmer is actually Atlantic. What seems like this, the Raptor's about to strike. Snapper stands over the body of this Utah Raptor. As Snapper and the Utah Raptor fight, an old tree is falling. Utah Raptor is being crushed. Snapper walks over. It's like this. He crushes the head. He's not even going to bother with the Megalosaurus or the Utah Raptor carcass. Yet, at least. He happily feasts on the Stegosaurus carcass, thinking his problems are over. Tracking near him is Tyra. Her and Darklaw have split up to cause more trouble around the island. But soon they're going to meet up. She's sneaking up on him. She steps on a branch of the tree. They both stare at each other. With quick reflexes, Snapper's gonna have to find someone to hide quick. shrubs are barely enough to hide him. Skims through here. She doesn't see him. She decides to go back to the free food. Snapper's quite frustrated by all this food. He's got to wait just because of Tyra. But he's gonna wait till she sleeps and try to take some of the food back. You see that Tyra is falling asleep. Snapper just comes back to see when he gets food. It seems as if he tried that Utahraptor. Even though it's been crushed, it was slowly dying. And he decided to quickly kill it just in case it somehow got out. He thinks that this tree is wide enough for him to get the Utahraptor out. But it's actually heavier than it looks. He's up. He's a little bit with Tyra. The Stegosaurus and Megalosaurus carcass are by her. He's gonna try and drag the Megalosaurus skeleton. Because the Stegosaurus skeleton is far too close. Quickly grabs it. We see the same baby Stegosaurus skeleton in the first ever season in an episode where Brownie saw her dead brother. So we're dragging it. So Snapper's gonna make this new home. He sits down. Starts to feast. Thank you for joining us on Dinosaur Island. Snapper's trek.